Right, okay, today we are here to talk about tits. As part of the community, I feel like it is my due care and responsibility to share some of my experience, wisdom, knowledge, information that I know about boobs, bras, looking after yourself, making sure everything's alright, and dispelling, if that's the right use of that word, some of the myths that a lot of people do actually believe about bras and boobs and all of this kind of titty care situation. And I will also be, when I'm talking about bras, be discussing ASOS's fuller bust range, because I recently posted an Insta story about some things that I'd ordered, about the prices and the sizing, and just being very positive about that, which is fantastic. So we'll go on to talk about that in a minute, but the first things that I want to talk about are the myths and truths of bras and boobie care. So the first thing I actually want to talk about is like underwire bras, and this is definitely a video for people that are on the fuller bust side of things, because unfortunately or fortunately, depending on which way you look at things, I have been blessed or cursed with mountainous appendages upon my chest. And it's been that way for a very early age, like through my early teens and the rest of my life. I'm now in like almost my mid-20s. I'm 24, that's gross. Mid-20s. So I don't have much experience of being a small-chested person or anything like that, so I'm assuming buying bras and clothes and stuff like that is a little bit easier and more affordable for you guys. So I am here to help with the other end of the spectrum over here. So when it comes to underwire, I have never, up until now, had bras or worn bras without underwire. And there seems to be this huge ordeal about underwired bras causing cancer. There is absolutely no research or fact or anything that supports that. That is just untrue to every extent that something could not be true. Supporting your boobs with underwire doesn't cause cancer. Now, again, talking about support and underwire and that kind of thing, the most important part of your bra is actually the band that goes underneath and around the back. That is where all the support comes from. If you feel like all of your support is coming from the straps of your bra, the back band is most likely not fitted properly for you. It's probably too big. There are a lot of people who I know that believe they're a 34 or a 36 inch back. Sorry, my hair's all fluffy, it's not even properly dry yet. They believe they're a 34, 36 back when they're really not. Like, I'm between a 28 and a 30 in the back, and I'm a size 12, like UK clothes size 12. Realistically, your band size is probably wrong, so I would 100% suggest to go and get properly fitted. And I know it is a nerve-wracking and daunting thing to do, but it is so worthwhile. You will not regret it. You'll have bras that fit. And another thing, another myth, you are not the same size in every brand. So if you are only buying one brand of bras, chances are you'll be fine across the board in the size that you've got. But for me, it's very difficult to find bras. So when I do find one that's in a different size, chances are will go and get measured again just to double check. A lot of the time it is the same, or at least very similar, but it is 100% worth going to get it checked for every single different brand, if possible. If not, don't just try a bra on and be like, if you've ordered it online, be like, oh great, this doesn't fit, they're not going to have one. Just try a different size, because chances are it will fit just fine. It's just they're slightly different, varying on the brand. Okay, now let's move on to sleeping in bras, something that I choose not to do personally because it is horrendously uncomfortable for me, because the majority of my bras do have underwire. It's just not comfortable. I like to let them flow free. I do wear a bra literally the rest of the time because I pretty much have to, otherwise I'll be kicking them down the stairs and shit. Like, they are unruly. They need to be contained in the little booby prisons, big booby prisons. But when I am going to sleep or having a nap or anything, if I accidentally fall asleep with a bra on, I can 100% feel it when I wake up, and it is so uncomfortable. So the myth that I want to talk about right now is sleeping in a bra will keep your boobs perkier for longer. Not true. There is absolutely no evidence supporting that fact. Like, if you want to sleep in a bra, sleep in a bra, go for it. You know, it's a personal choice if you feel more comfortable that way, because there are a lot of fuller bust people who prefer sleeping in bras for comfort. For me, it is just beyond uncomfortable, so I don't do that. But in terms of it preventing your boobs from sagging, like, gravity exists and that's going to happen anyway. Feel free to try sleeping in a bra and feel like you can prevent that, but there is no research or proof or anything that supports that it is 100% effective or even 50% effective in keeping boob elasticity around. And on the opposite side of that, people sometimes can believe that there's just a lot of booby myths all over the place, that if you don't wear a bra, then the elasticity of your boobs will be preserved for longer and they will stay perky for longer. But that makes even less sense because that's just gravity on them all the time. But I am not here to tell you what to do. I have no scientific or medical training in boobs, bras, like, I've never been a bra fitter, I've never done anything in terms of that. It's just literally my life experience and knowledge and research and living with boobs. That's the only thing that qualifies me to be talking about this topic. So you can either believe everything that comes out of my mouth or think it's all a big spout of lies. Do with this information what you will. Like, I will not be offended. It's absolutely fine, right? When you are trying on a brand new bra to buy, nice new one, you want to either have it on the loosest clasp or the one in the middle, because there will usually be like at least 3 on the bras that you'll be trying on. That's from, again, just from experience. If you are trying it on the tightest hook on the clasp at the back, the band will stretch over time and the bra won't last as long as if when you are trying it on, you put it on the loosest or the middle one. Because for some people, when they're on their periods, their boobs get bigger, they put on a little bit of weight, whatever. So that way, if you try it on the middle, when you're on your period, you can put it on the loosest one and it'll still be just as comfortable. You can wear it as many times as you need to and it will last a lot longer in terms of, like, years, instead of, you know, the elastic just going straight away and then you're having to get rid of it after a couple of months. People do say that the longevity of a bra is 1 year, like the lifespan, but my bra drawer completely disagrees with that, because it does take me so long to find a bra that fits nicely, is actually nice looking, because believe it or not, there's not that many options for someone with the fuller bust. I feel so funny saying that word. So for me, I like to keep bras for like a couple of years. I'd say maybe like 4 at a push if it's like an old, reliable, faithful bra that I want to keep forever. And especially in terms of cost as well, because obviously bigger bras are more expensive. There's more material, there's more like engineering that goes into them and that kind of thing. So you can completely understand why they are expensive. But I would never, ever, ever justify spending more than £30 on a bra, because that's a nightmare. It's absolutely ridiculous. But I now want to talk about places that I buy bras from, costs, choices, ranges, and all of that kind of stuff. So let's talk about that, shall we? So the place that I buy the majority of my bras from is actually Debenhams, because Debenhams do an own brand range called Gorgeous, which go up to, I believe, a K cup, which is pretty damn good, and they do the whole range of back sizes as well. The top price for their Gorgeous own brand bras, they are usually like all the same cost, around 25 quid, which I think is worthwhile because they definitely fit 100% amazingly, for me anyway. But I got measured in Debenhams to just make sure that everything would be great. They always have matching pants, which I love, because for years and years and years I could never ever have matching bra and knickers ever. You know, it's a little bit more expensive than your usual Primark underwear, but it is so worth it. It lasts for a real long time. The colours never fade. And this is another thing about bras, another myth that I am about to like just blow out of the water. You can machine wash your bras. You can. My trick for machine washing my bras is putting them all in a pillowcase and then putting them in the washing machine, either on a hand wash or just like a slow, soft wash. You know, just not an aggressive stain remover one, because that would probably cause some of the wires to pop out. But yeah, put your bras in a pillowcase, shove it right in your washing machine. Just don't tumble dry them, because that is a bad idea. But you can machine wash bras and it's so much easier because I hand washed my bras for longer than necessary, and it's just no. But back to Debenhams. I have 3 on my current rotation of bras that I've had for at least a year. I am still on the middle clasp rather than the tightest one, so they are doing really well. The colours haven't faded, they've not gone bobbly, no elastics started popping out, no wires have popped out, the underwear's still going strong, it's all good. And I really, I am just over the moon that I managed to find Debenhams doing that, because before then I was ordering them online from Bra Stop and stuff like that. They wouldn't be fitting properly and they'd just be a nightmare. They'd be so expensive and just shitty quality. But I can, hands down, reliable, ride or die, Debenhams, just excellent, really, really good. And that brings me on to talk about ASOS. So I recently saw that they were having a sale on bralettes, soft, comfy, not underwire bras. And I always want them because they're so pretty and gorgeous and just cute, but they never size them properly. It's either small, medium or large. Obviously I try out the large on, the band at the back would be massive and the cups on the front would be too small, and it just wouldn't work for me. Which has always been really disheartening and quite sad, because it's just because I've got big boobs doesn't mean I want to look cute, I just want to look nice. But I had a look and I knew ASOS had a fuller bust range anyway, because I actually buy my bikinis from there. Also, absolutely incredible, full range of sizes, real cute ones, and they do high-waisted bottoms, and it's all mix and match, so you don't have to get the whole giant bottoms of a giant top you can mix around, because I am very much an upside down pear human. Big on the top, little on the bottom, I have no butt, so I find that absolutely wonderful. And they're always incredibly affordable. I just cannot praise. I cannot praise ASOS enough for their whole fuller bust situation, because it's made everything so much easier for me. Debenhams also do nice bikinis and swimming costumes and stuff, but they are a little bit more expensive and not as easy to find. The ranges are slightly smaller in terms of choice of design and fit and that kind of stuff, but with ASOS there is just tons. So I ordered 3 bralettes from ASOS in the sale. I believe I paid £8 for one, £6 for another, and £12 for one. So altogether that is still about the same price as me buying one proper bra from Debenhams. So I was like, even if they're not absolutely amazing, everything I wanted in the entire world from a bra, they barely cost anything, so I'm going to keep them around. Anyway, I've only kept 2 of these because one of them was just I couldn't even fit half a titty in there, that was just not the one. But the 2 that I have kept, I will insert some kind of trying on clips right here. I'm sorry if you see a nipple, but really grow up and get over it, because it's a fucking nipple, everyone has them. Some people even have 3, so just deal with that. The 2 that I have chosen to keep are really different in terms of style completely. One of them is this tiny little, sexy little lacy black thing with a really thin band around the back. That one will 100% not be as supportive as the orange one, which actually has 5 clasps down the back. So this orange one actually has 5 clasps down the back and has a really, really thick band here, because it is a long line bra, but it does mean it will be more supportive than the black one, which I actually am currently wearing right now. So the band on the back is really small and the straps are quite thin, which I do appreciate, because the amount of times that I have had to buy a bra with really thick, ugly straps and you can't hide them behind anything. So I'm really, really happy to have these. And they are a little bit on the smaller side for me. They are a little bit smaller than my usual bras. They're not the same cup shape, because obviously they're triangle bras, they're soft bralette things. They're supposed to look nice more than serve the functionality of the shoulder boulder holder situation. But I just think they're beautiful, and if you have got a booby situation like mine and you've just never been able to have very nice bras, it's one of the nicest feelings to just be my boobs can look real cute and it's so nice. But I'm absolutely obsessed with these. This one is just gorgeous. I love orange and it goes with my hair so nicely. And the lace on them is just lovely. They're made really well. All the straps are adjustable. And I can't praise them enough, to be honest. I think they're absolutely amazing and wonderful in every way. So I fully suggest that everyone goes to take advantage of that. The amount of replies I got on my Instagram story, oh my god, I can't believe it. Look at the size range, look at all of the things that are available, look at the price tag and all of this kind of stuff. I feel like I have done a service to my community. But yeah, after all of that, I feel like I've just got a couple of last things to say, and then yeah, I hope that I've done someone a service and just helped out in a little way. Okay, so there are two things that I want to talk about before I leave. One of them is that there is actually a correct way to put on a bra, so that is not a myth, that is 100% like a thing. And then I'll end on a couple of notes about checking your boobs for lumps, because that is always very important. So the right way to put on a bra, I would demonstrate, but I feel like it would just look hilarious. So a lot of people believe that the right way to put on a bra is to do, actually, I'll demonstrate with this over my jumper. So a lot of people believe the right way to do a bra is to do it like this, and then fasten it, whoop, like this, and then spin it around, and then flop it over your shoulders. That is not the correct way to put on a bra. The correct way to put on a bra to know that it fits is to just go straight for over the shoulders. This is not going to work very well over this jumper, is it? This looks so funny. And then you lean forwards and like wiggle your boobs in and like hoik them up, and then, ooh, and then you fasten it around the back. Bit of flash of my tummy there. Because if you do it that way rather than the other way, you make sure that your whole boob is actually in there. So the best thing to do after you've done that is to put your hand in, give it a good scoop. Let's call this move the boob scoop because it's fantastic. Hand under, scoop it forwards, give yourself a little wriggle, and then you sit up, and if your boobs are spilling out of the bra, your bra's too small. But it is important to make sure that you don't have any bits of boob like stuck underneath or like behind your armpit, because the most uncomfortable thing ever is having like boob skin like behind the wire. Like it needs to be in the cup, that's the whole point. So that's why you need to do the boob scoop and the wiggle and the shimmy and making sure you're actually in the bra properly. So if you don't put your bras on like that, please do from now on, and then you'll be able to have extra boob comfort that you didn't even know existed before. The more you know. So the last little thing that I want to talk about is checking for lumps and bumps and any irregularities in your boobs, because it is horrendously important to make sure that your boobs are healthy, because you don't want to be going around feeling worried or concerned or being not really knowing what to do. So I check my boobs all the time. I like to give them a good fondle now and then just because it's fun, but obviously it's good to check for your lumps and bumps and your irregularities and stuff like that. So any skin puckering, check in the mirror, have your arm up in the air, have your arm down, check lying down, check underneath your boobs. If there are any skin irregularities that have hung around for quite a long time, go and see a doctor or a nurse or somebody who can check your boobies professionally, and they can put your mind at rest so you know whether it's normal or if it's something that needs to be checked out further. And it goes the same for checking for lumps. So when you're in the shower, check with the pads of your fingers, don't check with the tips because there's nails there and it just doesn't work very well. So check with the pads of your fingers, just everywhere from the highest point underneath, round the sides, everything close to the nipples. You need to make sure that you are checking thoroughly. And again, like, check when you're lying down, check when you're stood up, lay on your side, lay on your other side, check upside down if you fancy it. But it is super, super important. There are tutorials on how to check properly online. Your doctors will teach you how to do it properly. There are a lot of people around and resources that you can use to the fullest potential just to make sure that your boob health is all perfect. I actually ended up finding an irregularity in one of my boobs once, and I went to my doctor to go and get it checked because I was just worried about it. I was thinking about it for weeks and weeks, and I was like, you know what, I need to suck it up, go and get it checked, because if it is something potentially dangerous, I need to know, and if it isn't, it'll just put my mind at rest and I'll feel so much better for doing it, and I don't ever regret going. It was daunting at first, but as soon as I was in there with the nurse, she made me feel so relaxed. She gave me loads of information. It was really, really useful, so I would 100% recommend going if you do find something that's irregular or see something that's irregular, because it is so, so important. And it's the same for any other aspect of your health, physical, mental. Like, if there's anything irregular, please go to your doctor and go get it seen to, because either they can ease your mind or they can put you on the road to recovery, and it's always really important to go and speak to somebody instead of suffering in silence, so please do that. So I hope I was helpful or interesting or anything from talking about this, because I do want to start doing more this kind of content for my blog and my channel and stuff. I hope you did enjoy this video. If there's any information that you feel is worth sharing, please leave it in a comment below so other people can check that out as well. I really appreciate that, and thank you for your time and patience. And yeah, if you believe anything that I've said is wrong, feel free to correct in a constructive manner. Don't be a dick, ever. Also, my jumper is from Chinese laundry, isn't it amazing? But yeah, I'll see you on my next one. Happy New Year and all that jazz. Yeah, look after your boobies, and I'll see you later.